let's get started here. Let me know if you guys can all see my screen. Okay, Teams has been on one today. All good? Cool. Yeah, I think Teams is getting tired. It took like this week for it to start causing problems. So we'll see what happens this time. Thank you everyone for making the time to get on our pre-event call for PurpleStride Connecticut. This is sort of our final details call. We're still a couple weeks out from the event. What week is it? For the most part, though, we do want to finalize plans on the call. This is our last chance to kind of look at everything together, get eyes on the final documents, make sure any past changes have been captured, all that good stuff. The agenda up on the screen kind of gives a sneak peek at what we're going to get into today. So just going over all of our updated documents and maps again, talking a little bit more in detail on our event timeline, and of course, we want to take time for any questions or things that have come up. So if you do think of anything, just jump in and we can answer those. Cool. I will take my screen share down for a second so we can do a round of intros for any newbies here. I know sometimes you guys get the same staffers year in and year out, but I think you've got a good team. I can start. I'm Hannah Orchard. I'm the Volunteer Communications Coordinator with Event 360. This is my second season of PurpleStride, but I won't be with you guys in Connecticut, unfortunately. I'll be in the National Command Center in LA during the event. So if you do need to call command for any reason, knock on wood, I might be the one on the other end of that. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Hannah. And I'm Ashley Lopez, the event production coordinator, and this is my third year with Connecticut and working with PurpleStride and handling all things production and site communications, logistics that we'll go over today. But this is a very great site for us. It's a pretty cut copy compared to other markets, and we have the same route again for this year, which we're excited about. So yeah, we'll get into all those nice final event details today. And I'll kick it over to Zach, who we also have on board again, and he will be our site lead this year again. So
good to see you. Well, this is actually my first time ever getting to do the same site 2 years in a row. I did Seattle, and then I did blanking on Ohio, and then I got to do Connecticut. I'm thrilled to be back. In Connecticut. So yeah, my home base is here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We just moved, which is why my background is blurred. Next call, there'll be books on the shelf. The boxes won't be here, but right now it's blurred. So good to be with you all. And I'll pass it over to Iberici.
Hi, my name is Iberici. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator at PanCan. This is my first year attending a PurpleStride, so I'm looking forward to, the event and the planning around that. Yeah, I will pass it on to Melissa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa. I'm the staff partner, the community relationship manager with Connecticut. We are so glad to have Zach back at this event. It was great having him. And Eberici, we're so excited to have you come to it. This is my fifth PurpleStride, second year with Connecticut, and I am so excited for this event. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but I know Eberici has it in good hands, and I'm going to pass it to Lauren.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I am the on-the-ground Connecticut PurpleStride volunteer. And yes, thrilled to have you back, Zach. And all of the planning leading up to this, has always gone very smoothly too. So we're excited. We think it's gonna go off without a hitch, all things willing, especially the weather this year. Fingers crossed. And it's nice to have you joining us, Eberici.
Well, Ashley will cover the weather for you guys. She's got it all set. It's gonna be so beautiful and sunny. Sorry to put that on you, Ashley, but now it is. Awesome. It's so funny. I feel like I get on these calls and it's just like a big family reunion. It's like people that have been back multiple times. I'm like, so I'm the new one here, really. And as you guys know, you'll have your other Event 360 staff, Christina, joining you to kind of just tag team the event with Zach. All right. Cool. We can get right into it. Like Ashley said, you guys are easy because you're awesome. I mean, you've been doing the same thing. Like, you know the drill. We can go over the deliverables real quickly, but they should look pretty familiar to you. So we have been updating these documents throughout the planning process, and the last update we did was not this past Monday, but the one before, so March 23rd. Those documents are up on the shared resource site as of now with any changes that were made from our last call up until that change request of March the 16th. So these are the exact same documents we'll be going over on the call today. So Lauren, if you hadn't had a chance to look at it, that's totally fine. We're at the tail end here of reviewing these on our pre-event calls. And after we check over everything, we're going to polish up those maps, mark everything with like a capital F final to put it in the event book. That's going to come out on April 17th, which is so soon. What, 3 weeks away? I don't know what week it is. Do you guys have any questions on this for now? Looks good? Cool.
Yep.
All right. Again, we can go over this pretty quickly, just our staff and volunteer roles and responsibilities. You guys should know what to do if you've done a PurpleStride before. And Iberici, you're in great hands when it comes to this event. So you will be our PanCan staff member, the face of PanCan here, representing the organization, being the liaison, helping with supply and storage pickup if you can, which we'll get into a little bit in a second. And managing any donations that come in. This is a good time to remind everyone that Event 360 can't legally accept any donations at the event. So if people do come in with any checks or like a nice big wad of cash, that will fall to you and your team to take care of. And our Event 360 staff members, Christina and Zach, are taking care of all the logistical pieces, just all the moving parts that Ashley's been working on getting lined up over the past year. They also own the emergency response plan. We always hope that we won't need it, but if we do, they know it well. And they'll take care of that very important post-event inventory and just oversee all of the setup and breakdown. And Lauren, you're our lovely PurpleStride chair. You know that you're kind of the glue that brings all these pieces together, brings the participants into the experience. So just showing some love to the top teams and fundraisers, you know, helping to manage the other volunteers and chairs who are going to be at the event, just overseeing the flow of everything, decor around the village, all that good purple stuff. And if I haven't said it already, you guys are kind of our leadership team. So if there is anything that comes up, it's just going to be all you guys putting your heads together. No one has to do it on their own. So you guys really rely on each other to make any big decisions. We do have some other volunteer roles. We're not going to go through every one of them right now, but these, you know, it depends on the affiliate. These might be volunteers who more sub in on event weekend, or maybe they're more involved with like the year-long planning process. I did want to touch on, I know we always touch on this. Lauren, do you guys have a course lead for your event?
We do.
Yeah.
He's actually done it for us before, not last year, but previously. I have his name. Unfortunately, I still have to get his cell phone number.
Okay, all good. And actually, I think our event contact sheet is kind of acting up. So that's great. You can get his phone number into that sheet later. So yeah, this is where we would normally put in, sorry, here we go. Just any new contacts that you have for like any of your new chairs, that course lead. If you and Melissa could connect sometime before or on April 9th, that's going to be the deadline for us to get any of these contacts into the event book. And Melissa, you have access to this document. I can send it your way too, if you'd like. If you do have, yeah, okay, great. Yeah, sorry, it took the last call for it to stop working on us, so we got almost all the way through. If you do have anyone that wants to step up in any of these roles after the 9th, that is awesome. We want to give you guys all the chairs that you can have. Just in that case, they won't be in the event book. You can always write it in on print. You can kind of just copy that to your guys's like on-staff group chat, whatever works. Last thing about volunteers, you'll also hopefully have, you know, some event day volunteers that weekend who kind of come out for, you know, 4 or 5 hours of the event itself, pass out waters, take care of registrations, all that good stuff. There are a few sort of peripheral volunteer needs that are good to think about. If you do have anyone that wants to help out besides just the actual event, Lauren, you know that some good times to have them are like Friday, either early or late afternoon, depending on our tent vendor, and Saturday for teardown. It's just always good to have more hands than less when it comes to zhuzhing up the tents and making everything all nice and pretty, and then tearing it all down. Right. We've been busy in the signage ordering world for the past month and a half, I think it is now. So Ashley's been ordering things on her end. Melissa and Lauren, I'm sure you guys have as well if you have needed anything. As of now, the only thing we're waiting on is the like all-star teams deadline to see if you have any late all-star teams that make it. But other than that, all the rest of the signage should be pretty much good to go and starting to be sent out to you. Lauren, are you receiving the signage shipments?
No, I'm not. Someone else is.
Okay. Let's see, have they received it before, or is this like their first time?
Yes, it's Amy, and she has received it before. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I think her participation is going to be a little different this year. She'll be there, I think, day of, but the Friday is questionable. So we are going to have to arrange for picking up stuff at her house, or Kim, who is our affiliate chair. They live really close to each other, and so they're going to coordinate somewhere between the two. All the stuff will be in one location.
Okay, great. Okay. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, and I'm sure she knows like when the shipments arrive, if she has time to check on them and just open and see what's inside. Any big, you know, pink instead of purple, anything crazy like that, but they should all look pretty good. We can check on our vendor tracker real quick before we go to the site and the route maps. So let me see if this will load for you guys. Our vendor tracker, or sometimes we refer to it as the IRF, the infrastructure request form, is kind of got like a facelift this year. So Zach, this might be your first time at looking at our new and beautiful IRF. It should be up in a second. Sorry, guys.
I'm
Here we
on the
go.
edge of my seat. I've been asking for a
The
better
suspense.
vendor tracker. Yeah.
Yay, let's make it readable. All right, here you guys go. So basically, it should be all the same information that you're used to. The only big difference is kind of how we've organized it this year. So it's now going to be organized more by area of the event village instead of vendor by vendor, just to make it easier for you on Friday and on Saturday to walk through the site and just check everything off one by one as you go through each tent. So you're going to have your contact sheet kind of as usual. And then once you get down past orders and distribution, it'll all be area by area. That being said, we do have a general, the first few. This is just stuff like, I don't know, radios, trash cans, things that don't go anywhere else. And then once you get to why do you stride and past, it's tent by tent. This goes like all the way down to like the quick covers and chairs. So you should be able to see exactly what each tent has or each area if there is no tent. Wanted to confirm that you guys have feather flags for your start and finish this year. So we've ordered those for you, and Amy should be receiving them, if she hasn't already, then sometime in April. Right, so this should, again, the actual supplies here shouldn't be changing too much. The thing that we haven't fully confirmed yet is going to be these all-star teams. So if you guys do have any, like, you know, late adds, any third teams, that'll be changed in the event book, and we'll put their names in here. The last thing to mention is this vendor report at the bottom. this is kind of that typical summary that maybe you're more used to, Zach. So if you do need to see total, how many tents, how many chairs the vendor brought, how many radios, porta potties, all of them are going to be in this drop down. I will say this will also be in the event book. So even in the print version, we're going to PDF it all out, and you can just flip through and see every page and go to the one that you need. Do you guys have any questions on this formatting, or Lauren, is there anything that you've noticed on the vendor tracker that you wanted clarification on?
No, I think it looks good.
Sounds good. I can pass the screen share over to Ashley, and she can take us through a few things, starting with the timeline. As she is sharing her screen, I did want to mention the storage pickup plan on Thursday. So Lauren, like you mentioned, all that signage would be great to have in one place. Do you guys have a system you usually do on Thursday, or are you still figuring that out?
Historically in the past, one or both, either Event 360 or PanCan, has picked up the supplies. Again, they're usually at Amy's house, might be Kim's this year. We do have a storage unit in that same town, but they usually try to, again, get that all in one place, so it's straightforward to pick up. It usually, a preferred late afternoon, early evening has been the preference in the past, just because they work. There might be a little more flexibility this year with that, though. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out.
Okay.
And just so you guys know, that storage unit, I remember from last year, it's open pretty late, so that wasn't an issue. I think we went at 7 o'clock at night last year, so it worked out really well.
Sounds good. And I know, Zach, I think you are picking up a minivan this time, like the big Stow and Go minivans.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I don't know if that's news to you. I'm looking on our big sheet right now.
Yeah.
You'll
I mean,
definitely
I always travel in style, Hannah, so I expected it would be a minivan.
nothing
Well,
less.
fine.
I don't know if it's gonna be a Mercedes, but I can try. Sounds good. So yeah, I mean, whether it is the storage unit as the one spot, or Amy's or Kim's, you guys can figure that out amongst yourselves. I don't know, Iberici, if you have a minivan as well. I know sometimes the PanCan staffers get one of those
Yeah,
big
I'm not
Stow and Goes.
driving, so
Okay. Do you think, Lauren, that the one would be enough, just the one minivan and then whoever's volunteer cars we have, or?
Well, there's no t-shirt boxes or fewer
reminder,
t-shirt
there's no
boxes.
So
t-shirts.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would guess it's probably sufficient, not seeing what the boxes look like for
Yeah.
the shipments. I'm not sure quite on the quantity, but I
Yeah.
would guess we've been able to do it in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sounds-
say, Lauren, last year I had a minivan and it was just Kim and Amy's car, and that was it. And it all
Yeah.
fit, including the t-shirts.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Okay, you guys should be fine then.
So it should be
And
fine.
yeah, okay, great. And when we get closer to the event, one of our Event 360 staff can, start a group chat, and you guys can all talk about when you're coming in on Thursday and just organize a good time to do that pickup. But sounds like you guys should be set. All right, Ashley, you can kick it off on Friday. Sorry, I stole
Oh,
Thursday
no,
from
you're all
you.
good. No, we got to get through Thursday now. We got Friday, which is our load-in day. And we will be on site at 7 a.m. and our vendors will arrive at 8 a.m. So it's going to be the tent vendor, AV comes, and everything that we're going to go through on the maps, and everything that Hannah just went through on that tracker, that Event 360 will handle on the day of. Each little item that's on that tracker is going to be delivered Friday, set up, and signage installed from when the tents are up, typically 12 to 5. So as Hannah went through before, volunteer wise, if you have any volunteers who want to come help, typically this time in the afternoon when the tents are actually up is the best time to have anyone who wants to come help. So that's what we always say is afternoon is best once the vendors have set up the tents and everything. And we've got the feather flags too, like Hannah said, so for the route this year. So those will be delivered on Friday also. Set up on Friday, sorry. And then Saturday, our event day will be on site at either 6 or between 6, 7. And then we have final site preparation, so just touch-ups of everything overnight. And I left out that we'll have the overnight security again on Friday, who watches over everything that was set up on Friday. And so they stay there until we get there Saturday morning. And we have our site open time at 8:30 a.m. Opening ceremony begins at 9:30. Walk start 10 a.m. Closing ceremony 11, and event concluded by 12 p.m. Is there any questions for Friday or Saturday, timeline wise?
Quick question on Saturday. I think on the website it says registration starts at 8. Opening ceremonies at 9:30. And I just noticed that because it struck me as odd, an hour and a half this year. But I didn't notice it previously.
Yeah, very good. I just double check. Book start time.
It opens.
Good
Yeah,
catch,
we've
Lauren.
always
You are
always had
right.
maybe so that I guess because it's always been 8:30, right? I just
Yeah.
looked
Right.
back. Yeah. So
Let me-
whoever updates the site, can we have them?
you guys are talking to the right person. Melissa, I can put that into
Yep.
the event proposal document and just shoot you an email as a reminder to
That'd be perfect.
let PanCam marketing know. Yeah, just the normal steps.
Yep.
Sounds good.
That would be
catch,
perfect.
Lauren.
Thank you.
you for mentioning that, Lauren.
Yeah, good
Good
catch. Lauren.
catch.
Yeah, because I was gonna say nothing's changed, so
Right.
Yeah.
It's always
yeah,
been 8:30.
it should
Yep.
still, yeah. No surprises on my end. So we're all set for the 8:30, and then you guys get the website updated. We should be all good there timeline wise.
Good.
Okay, and then let me pull up our site map for you. Oh, and also to touch on for what we discussed last time for weather contingency with the gutters that we had talked about with rain. For if it rains, we'll be checking 2 weeks out up until 8 days out. All the rain to put the weather contingency plan in place. We have the gutters secured already with the tent vendor, so they have been briefed and they will bring those. So we've got all of that covered. And layout wise, everything looked good. I know we moved things or like cleaned it up last time on the call, so no
Yep.
changes.
Nope, looks good. Food and
All right.
beverage closer to the cars. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. And then as Hannah had also mentioned, what's reflected on this for all-star teams is just placeholders from what we had based off last year. And then we get that I think it's Monday, we should start getting those rolled in. And then if you have more, we'll add more and vice versa. If there's any less, we'll move them, but we just kept those as placeholders for now and on the order. And then the sponsors that are confirmed, we've got the 2 Nestle and AbbVie. So we've got them on there now. So this should be all good to go, just pending the all-star team updates.
Looks good.
All right. Awesome. And then for
Actually,
parking,
do you mind if we go back to the
Yeah.
overview? One of the things I remembered last year was
yeah,
I dreamed of hospitality for our survivors, of having stairs up the front of the stage instead of having to have them go all the way around the ramp.
yeah.
and
So
go up.
so that was one thing I know, and it was a good call. So, but we went through that with the tent vendor and the site, and basically it requires our vendor doesn't have the stairs that we wanted, so we first tried that. But the process to get the stairs requires permitting and everything, but they don't have the stairs anyways for us. So we tried, yeah. So,
Gotcha.
but we have
All
the
right, so it's-
process. If someone has those stairs, then we can next year do a permit for them and everything like that moving forward. So
All right,
And-
Lauren, you and I are just carrying people up the ramp.
I know, right? I tried earlier too, Zach.
Thank you.
I tried.
You guys
Got it.
really are on the same wavelength because yeah, Lauren brought that up a few months ago and we looked into it and it was basically like you'd have to bolt the stairs to the stage like with like insane
I mean, I like
requirements.
safety, but that's
it prompted like we talked to like the engineer, like you have to have the engineering. So also that's why I guess vendors don't supply just regular like that kind of thing because I don't know, but yeah. So
I personally don't have an engineering degree. I don't know about you, Ashley, but get there.
But so the existing stairs at the stage, we're gonna plan to use for now as well.
all right. Thanks
Sorry,
for checking.
guys.
Yeah, I tried my best. Well, we can figure out a different avenue too, though, for next year as well, if that we definitely need those. All right, and then parking, we have same setup, just the difference with we've all confirmed with the 33 spots on Jewel Street, and then we've got the 30 spots at the LAZ lot again. And then I just updated the map for this year to include that little note about the prepay thing for us. That's the only difference to the map. And I'm waiting on, I followed up with them today to get the link that I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go on the LAZ lot to self-reserve, but I've just asked them to give us like a little direct link and like a little blurb, if anything, for specifics, instructions for online versus paying at the lot with the QR code. So I'll forward that to you too once we get that. Because I know we had talked about that last time, just to clarify like how to pay online, basically.
Right.
Yeah, but we're all set and I'll get that specifics for the link if you want to prepay online beforehand. But if not, you can just scan the code at the lot that day of and enter in this code because that's linked to us and then they bill us after the event based on how many parking spots we've used instead of billing us up front, basically.
Yeah, we'll check that out on Friday just to make sure it's clear.
Yeah. And then we've got our car vendor also coming back again this year. And that's all confirmed with the site again. So we're all good to go there. Any questions with that? Car vendor site parking, nothing yet? Okay. And then same route as last year, which is the route we wanted with the additional optional route just to avoid the hill for any of our participants that want to utilize that also. And any questions with route? I know it's pretty straightforward.
I mean, I'm prepared to be disappointed again on this one as well, but can I get access to that really cool Arc de Triomphe thing so I can get like a great overhead shot? It'd be so fun.
Yes, and you go for it. You have our permission.
All right, you heard it. It's on record.
Oh no, our liability just went up.
Just kidding.
So
Just kidding.
You have Ashley's personal permission.
Any questions? But as of now, we're all good with the site and all good to go.
Awesome. A quick question just back to the AV. Since we're not doing the trust this year, I know that was a lot of the setup for them in the past. What are they going to be doing on Friday?
Yeah, that's true. Well, they'll be setting up the speakers and like all of that microphone, and then you know how they typically, I believe, or hold on, let me just double check that.
So
yeah, we have a stage.
Well, because you get the electrical anyways so you don't even have AV. Yeah, you get the electrical from the stage, so you wouldn't even need them. Yeah.
What do we have them for?
I know. Maybe that was just a copy paste. I've just done so many of these calls. I said AV vendor, but no, you won't have an AV vendor. So thank you. Sorry. Every other market has an AV vendor, but
yeah, we have had one in the past. Like we have a DJ coming, same DJ who's done it the past few years. And then the AV folks, you're right, set up speakers and they provided the podium for the stage.
Yes, all the same stuff as last year. So, don't worry.
That they generally did Saturday morning. well, granted the weather was bad, but also
Yes.
just so they're not leaving it out in Hartford overnight.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, yeah, you've got all of, that's not happening until,
Saturday.
yes. And you
Okay.
have the same exact vendors coming. Everybody knows the process. So
Great.
you're all good with Taylor Rentals, who've been there
Mm-hmm.
site for years. Yeah.
Actually, if you want to put my mind at ease, you could just like nudge the park folks, because last year we had a panic of not being able to get in the little window to get electricity. It's like this one little tiny thing, and we had Lauren remembers like we had like
Right.
plan B, C, D, and E, and we finally got in, but like it was meant to be unlocked and it wasn't, is my point.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so there was it was supposed to be unlocked. And when you went there, it wasn't. Okay.
Correct. And we
Yeah.
scrambled to get it unlocked in time, and we survived, but
Yeah,
I
no,
may
we'll
have-
make I'll make sure again that definitely should be. To be honest, just to note is this park last year had massive staff layoffs, like with
Huh.
the city of Hartford, like massive. Like we lost our coordinator that we had for years. So now we just work with general contacts there that are great help, but not like it was in the past. So they let a lot of people go. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, we heard it from all about it from our coordinator.
Sad.
But so that's probably kind of sounds like their last year they had, but that's still not okay. So I'll make sure that's not the case.
Just a friendly reminder to them. Thanks.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
power is nice, huh? I kind of
Kinda
want
need it
that.
for the whole event, yeah.
I was like, I have a battery backup for my phone. We could
You're
use
so
this
sweet.
to
No,
power.
we'll
You guys are
definitely,
awesome.
we'll definitely have the power tie-in for sure.
You can get one of those bicycles that powers it, and you can
Yes,
sit next
Zach,
to the
you got that.
stage
Just
if you
use
don't
instead.
mind.
Only if we could put Melissa's cat on the
Yeah.
bicycle.
Oh, that would, yeah, perfect. Definitely be a purple stride to remember.
Get creative with it. I did want to mention, Melissa, I was just looking at the site and the event proposal, or sorry, the website. In the event proposal document, it actually does have that our event village opens at 8:30. So it might have been like maybe like a typo or like a marketing, like a mix-up. So I usually would just tell you anyway, so maybe that's something to go to them for. I just wanted to check on that, and I was like, oh, it's already there. Do you guys have any other, I know the route's pretty much the same. Any other questions about like the site, anything like that? All good.
I think the
yeah.
only one, the contact that we could use, so what Zach was talking about, we almost missed that window to get electricity for it. Is there a contact information for someone in charge of the park that we could have just in case something like that happens and we have a phone number to call?
Yeah, so I always ask, typically, I've already asked, but they don't know typically until like week of. I ask for a day of contact from them. And typically, like I said, in the past, we've always known who it was going to be because it was always the same coordinator. But since that person left, it's changed. So I'm just waiting to see who will be there day of, but I'll make sure that you have a contact for someone, definitely.
Okay.
And then also Zach will be included with the site about the confirmed like electrician tie-in time too.
Okay.
So
So
we should be totally covered.
Yeah, but for the contact, I think we got the contact information of like their boss, not like the person who
Who
was
was there.
supposed to be there. And that was the issue, that this one guy wasn't there to open it. So
Yeah.
if Ashley, you could figure out who the week of, obviously, who the guy is supposed to be
Yeah,
rather than
who is
who
the
his
personal,
boss.
yes, perfect.
Or gal, let's not be gender.
Or
here.
gal.
Thank you.
Or gal, whoever is going to be handling our tie-in process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't want their
we'll get there
boss. We
direct.
want the
No,
literal
yeah.
person.
I know.
Whoever they are, they better be there. So that's
Yeah.
that's what we really care about. We'll note of
All
that.
right.
Great. Anything else from you guys? I know we just like whizzed through this. But again, it's the same site and you guys are so dialed. I mean, if there's anything that comes up, you guys know how to handle it. Yeah, I would say, I guess the last thing, we've been asking all of our calls this, but you guys do have a great site. Would you think about staying here next year if there's no problems? Would you want to scout potentially? Just looking, I know 2027 is so far away, but it's not. So I just wanted to ask ahead of time.
Yeah, so we always toy with the idea of moving, just
It's wrenching.
because protests are a stressor, being right in like the shadow of the Capitol building. We've almost moved this year. It was too expensive, so, I
I
guess
got
it's,
us approved, yeah.
yeah.
Right, I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's other brainstorms that come to mind, I think we'd be
Budget-wise, yeah.
open to it, but it is what it is too, if it's the most cost-effective option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
there's
say,
more.
Hannah, for the sheet, I know what you're filling out is if we're secured in this for next year or not. We're open. We would like to scout. We would like to see what's available.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a definite 100%. Let's go
Oh,
back to
yeah, no.
Bushnell. We want to know
Right.
what our options are for next year.
Of course. Got it. Okay, good to know. Yeah. And I know thinking actually back now, to last year and everything, yeah, like we've looked at some places, but the sooner we know and the sooner we start thinking about it, the better, really. Even if it does just mean going back to the sites that we already know about and asking them again, like, are you available this year? Maybe you weren't the past year. That's just always something to keep in mind. So got that on your guys' notes for 2027.
And just relatedly, the Capitol, it has been one of the primary sites for the protests of late.
Yeah.
Do you know if yet? I don't know if the legislative sessions have been announced yet. Sometimes that dictates if people show up or not.
Yeah.
And if it's not, that also opens up the parking lot, which might be nice. But the protests too are something to kind of keep our eye on this year.
Yeah. And they have the 2 police staffed again for this year included for us. So they'll be on site because they've added that since last year too. So we've got that
Okay.
again. Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't think we know yet, though, Ashley, the congressional.
I don't know personally.
Yeah.
No, again, yeah. If I had that, I mean, I can shoot them an email and see if I hear back from the contact, I can definitely ask.
Yeah.
I can do some digging too and see.
All good. Well, if you guys think of any questions right after this call, a day before the event, you know where to find us. Erin and I are going to be in the volunteers inbox, right up until the event, probably the day of. So just shoot us an email if you do need to. We'll be following up with you with a follow-up email just with a recording of this call. I don't think there are any next steps for you guys, but if there are, we'll absolutely let you know. And we'll keep you updated with that link if we get it, just for the Survivor parking lot to make it easier. But yeah, other than that, the event book will be up, on the 17th on Friday. You guys can download it from the shared resource site. Our lovely site manager will have at least one full copy of the event book printed on site, so you don't have to lug a bunch of paper copies around. But yeah, thank you so much for making the time to jump on this call. We seriously appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing some pictures day of. I get FOMO.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And Zach,
That's
stick around
great.
if you can for a second.
There we go.
But thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Good to see
Bye.
you, Lauren and Melissa. Good to meet you.
See you
Good to see you.
soon.